Konnichiwa everyone, it's Dan from JaDan.co.uk. Today, I'm going to tell you about me. Sup everyone, cheers for joining. So, you may have noticed, things are a bit bright around here these days. I'm in process of building a little studio so I can make better videos. I've got 3 lights, microphone, camera, different camera. I'm moving on up in world. So every month I'm buying new gear to add to my little studio, make it look a bit more profesh. Anyway, point of today's video is even though I've been making videos for 18 months already, I realise I've not actually told anybody much about what I actually do, like where I'm from, like what's my story. So you might be sat home thinking like, who's this kid? What's he doing? Why is he there? Don't worry fam, I'm here to tell you today. So get your pen and paper, like anyone's going to do that, and we're going to have a little chat about my story. So first up, I should probably go back to the beginning. I was born in 1984. So that makes me 33 years old. Fuck, 33 years old, man. Some bullshit. Anyway, I was born in Rotherham. What? Yeah, Sheffield, thought so. So, I'm from Yorkshire in England. Yorkshire is one of the counties kind of in the middle, more north. Yeah, it's famous for its daft accent, and it's famous for making steel. Well, Sheffield is anyway. And I was born and raised in that town and pretty much lived there my whole life. So I'm oldest of 3. There's noisy bastards. I'm oldest of 3. So there's me, there's my little brother Rick, and my little sister Joanne. So I'm 33, brother's 30 this year actually, and my sister's 27. So yeah, there's my mum and my dad, me, my brother and my sister. Young kid in England, I was just like everyone else, played footy, you know, watched cartoons, things like that. I used to buzz on Transformers when I was a kid, that kind of thing. Not too special, like, not really to report. First big incident in my life when I was about, well in fact I know exactly how old I was, 11 year old. And one Saturday morning, I got up to go and play football with my dad like I did every Saturday. No unusual there. So I went to footy practice, alright. I went home, my dad went to play footy. He come back, went upstairs, never seen him again. He died. Had a heart attack, he died upstairs. Kinda sad, don't really tell anyone, I watched him die, that sucked. So when it all kicked off, doctor come round and like, it's a bit of a blur, but I took me, my brother and my sister to my neighbour's house across the street because my mum was like, get out, we just need to go. Alright, so I went to my neighbour's house and I made a mistake of looking out at window to see what was going on. So I seen them doing resuscitation and CPR and all that stuff. So, and we didn't really know what was going on. I was 11 year old. My sister had no idea what was going on. She must have been about 5. And I remember waiting for my mum and dad to come back from hospital. And only my mum come back. She didn't even need to tell me. She just looked at me and I knew. So yeah, that was tough, like sudden, like that. Which in a way is good. I didn't have to watch him suffer or anything, but he was 34, man. He was 34 years old and just like that. So ironically, last things I ever said to him were, hey dad, look, Sheffield Wednesday are top at Premier League. That shows you how long ago it were. So yeah, 2 weeks later at funeral, day before I started high school. So when you start a new school, like high school or something, you make all your friends in the first 2 weeks. So my dad's funeral was on Sunday I think, or maybe Monday, I can't really remember, a bit of a blur. And I didn't actually go to the funeral, I was too young, like my mum wouldn't let me go. And in a way I'm grateful. In a way I wish I'd gone, but you know, what can you do? She did what she was doing to protect me, so cheers for that mum. And yeah, funeral, next day, first day of school. So I rocked up in my uniform for the first day of school and I went to school like no what had happened. So that first week at school were a bit mad, if I'm honest. Yeah, a bit of a turbulent time. Anyway, so the next year is sort of a blur. First year at high school, I'm dealing with a lot of shit, you know, it's life. I'm not here for a sob story. And then probably when I was about 13-year-olds, maybe a little older, 13 and a half maybe. Like another major occurrence in my life that changed who I am today. I was in London, and at this point I was just like a nerdy kid. I liked Warhammer. I didn't really like playing soccer. I didn't really like playing football anymore. You know, I was a bit of a nerd, like Pokemon cards, that kind of thing. And I went to London with local youth club, and we're near London Eye on South Bank, and I seen some dudes. They were like a dude in leather jacket and tight like black jeans with his mohawk and piercings and shit, and there were a girl with massive pink spiky hair. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Like, what is this? And it's punk rock. I never encountered a punker before. And I was just mesmerized, like, fucking hell, this is awesome, look at this shit. So at that point, I was like, it didn't twig, but that was a big change in my life. Like, when I spotted them, I'd only just started getting into music. At that point, I was still listening to like happy hardcore and techno, because it was fast. And then I kind of, about a week later, I ended up buying Pretty Fly for a White Guy by Offspring on tape. I'm showing my age. Tape. And on second side at tape, there was a song called All I Want Live. It was fast, melodic, and I found out that it's not really punk, pop punk, but it were like, I listened to that side of the tape about 100 times in a row, just like constant, like this is fucking amazing, like I was well into it. And it was about that time, like, I think Americana had just come out, and then I also happened to buy Crazy Taxi on Dreamcast at the same time, which had got like Bad Religion songs on it, and then slowly but surely started to get into like pop punk. And natural progression, you go pop punk, more like melodic punk like NoFX, and eventually end up a hardcore, like most people do something like this. So yeah, like 13 years old, big change, discovered punk rock, still love it to this day, always will. So that was cool, and that drove me to learn music. Like, I asked for a guitar for Christmas and sat and learned how to play Green Day songs from a piano book that I'd acquired. And yeah, that were pretty fucking cool. So I learned how to play guitar. Then about 17-year-old, started a band called 5FD. We played pop punk. We were all kind of liked Blink-182, but like faster, old Blink-182. So we kind of played our version of them tunes. Like, that's what you do when you're young. And made a few CDs and played some gigs and had a good time. So that were fucking awesome. Like, if you want to find any music from that band underneath, check it out in the comments. It should be pretty cool.
We're called 5FD from Sheffield. How you doing? At least you're all up for having a good time. Fucking rock on. This song's called You Can't Have Three Pairs in Texas Hold'em.
So anyway, at that point, music became my entire life. Like, in school, I weren't that academic. I didn't like subjects. I liked drawing, but I didn't like studying, and I still don't. So I didn't really bother with school too much. I did enough to get by, but it weren't like my calling in life. I enjoyed music. I was never very good at music, but luckily for me, you don't need to be good to play in a punk rock band. You can be good, and it's awesome, but you can get away with not being so good. That was my train of thought. And so, come round to do my A-levels, I decided to do like music, technology, media studies and go down like that route. And then I went to university in Hull, but actually did all my work in sunny Doncaster. And I did a degree in sound engineering, which involved recording, like audio for movies. It also involved things like working in a theatre and stuff like that. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Like, this is cool, this is me. Like, I like it. I tried super hard, got a 2-1 at end, buzzing. Tried to find work in field. Turns out, living up north, and at that time, things changed a lot in music industry. Internet were becoming more popular, and like recording studios were fast becoming a thing of the past. People could do it in the bedroom now. So the industry just didn't have the new jobs. So I couldn't find work. Went for a few interviews like radio commercial editor and some stuff like this, but nothing really come up. So as you do, I decided I'm going to play poker for a living. So at this time in my life I got heavily into poker. So for a long while I just played poker for a living, I guess. Like online poker, going to casinos, me and my friends, we all played every day. And I did alright, I could live. It weren't a good living, but I could live. You know, what can you do? So I did that. Around this time I started, before all this I never really drunk or did drugs or anything, but about this time I started to experiment a bit. University life, innit? So I got into that kind of shit. Don't regret it, but I did. And yeah, overall I had a good fucking time. And at this time, like, people start to move away, and you know, life starts to change a bit. First band split up. I got maybe 2 or 3 years later, maybe a year later, I got a job in a call center. So bit of advice for kids: don't work in a call center, fam. It's gonna fuck you up. Like, it's not a good environment unless you've got like the thickest skin in the world. So I worked in a call center for a telecommunications company. I'm not saying name. I worked in a call center for a gym, which is kind of funny. And I also worked in cancellations department. I wish it were video call, but like, don't cancel, fam, you look like me, crack on. Anyway, so I did all this stuff and job after job that I didn't like, and my mental condition went way off. Like, a number of reasons, like not dealing with my dad's death and just like abusing stuff and working in an environment that treat you like a number, and I just couldn't hack it. Like, slowly just until I hit rock bottom. Like, honestly, like, I crashed, like, depressed, you know, suicide watch, and I had to move back in with my parents and take lots of medicine, and yeah, super depressed, like nervous breakdown and all this stuff, and just stopped. Like, everything stopped. So that was like, I was like that for about 4 years, I think, just slowly trying to rebuild my life. And in this time I started another band so I could play, and because I felt like music were a good outlet for me. So I met some awesome dudes and we started a band called Irrational Act. Music I often play in my videos.
What's up, everyone?
Links in description as always. So yeah, played some music, made some CDs, I started to feel myself again. That was cool. But I still had a problem that I could only earn money doing a dead-end job in a call centre. Like, there was no work for me. I've got lots of little talents, but they're not talents that are going to bring me money. Like, I can write music, I'm never going to get famous. I can point a camera at stuff and make a video, I'm never going to get famous. Like, I needed something to make money, like, and I'm not exactly come from a poor background, but we didn't have much money, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't keep depending on like people to support me and stuff, so needed a plan. So one day at work I'm sat there like hating my life. All my friends have moved away, like people have moved to other countries, people have joined jobs where they move around a lot. My brother's moved to London to be with his wife. Like, growing up as a teenager I had an awesome social circle, like a family, like a second family, and like friends, and gradually one by one people leave, life gets them, and I was stuck behind, just not doing anything, got nothing going, like just wasting away. So I made a plan. I'm like, okay, I like helping people, I want to be a teacher, I want to teach English, because if I teach English I can go somewhere new and get a new start. So I was like, where can I go? And I picked Japan, and I'm not 100% sure why I chose Japan. At that time, I kind of liked a bit of manga and anime and stuff, and I'd always liked video games from Japan. Like, on a side note, I fucking love Street Fighter. Played Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4 for many years. I'm not good, but love it. And that's obviously part of the Japanese thing. So I think in my head, I liked Japanese cartoons and stuff. I wasn't like an otaku or anything, but I just kind of liked it, so let's go Japan. Learned a bit of Japanese, saved up some money. I went and did a teaching course. For those that you're interested in this path, I did a CELTA course. Took 4 weeks at Sheffield University. It was about 1,300 quid, I think. It was pretty expensive. You probably don't need to do this. But I wanted to do the best I could. I really wanted to try and find a job in Japan. So I called in sick at work for a month while I went and did this course because they won't give me time off. If anyone's watching that didn't know that, cheers. And yeah, like, I got my qualification. Sick. Started applying for jobs. I actually didn't have any trouble finding a job. I'm not going to tell you who I worked for, but looking at big highways, they helped me get in country. Sick as whippers. It was relatively easy. I had a Skype interview. A couple of weeks later I got, yo, email, come to Japan. Sick. Came to Japan, didn't I? I had to wait ages while my visa processed. And honestly, before I came to Japan, I was shitting myself. Like, big, scariest thing I've ever done. Especially when you're dealing with like depression and stuff at the time. Like, even till I got on plane, I weren't sure I were coming. Like, I could have turned around at any point. But, you know, you need to challenge yourself in life, so I did. I was like, let's fucking go, let's do it. So, yeah, got on a plane, come to Japan. That were 19 months ago, give or take. And in 19 months, I've changed a lot. Like, I've grown up, I've learned to look after myself a bit. I've done things I never thought I'd do. I've seen things I never thought I'd see. And for the first time in many years, I'm generally happy. I mean, Japan has its own kind of problems for mental illness, which I'll talk about in a different video. And it is hard some days, but overall, it's much better than sitting away, wasting away in my room back in England. So yeah. Other things that I've kind of missed along the way is when I was growing up, I used to try a lot of sports. Like, I used to play ice hockey and roller hockey. I 10-pin bowled for Yorkshire for a while. My highest score is like 252 or something like that. What else have I done in my life? I used to play a lot of card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! But like Magic and Pokemon. And I once rated something like 9th in the world at WWE wrestling card game. And I came 2nd in UK Nationals, and this was some time ago. So yeah, I've always had that nerdy kind of background. What else about me that's vaguely interesting? I had a heart operation when I was 14. One of the rarest heart operations at the time. They had to get a dude in from Germany, I think he was from, to come and do an operation on my heart. Basically, when I was born, I'd got a bit of a defect where I'd got an extra valve or something like this. So it would just spasm, like, for no reason. And you could literally see it like this. And it'd be like 200 beats a minute for no reason. And for some reason, I can't remember why, my mum was like, just try standing on your head. She'd seen it on telly or something. So he did headstand, and sometimes it just stopped, like go back to normal. And I didn't believe it. And we could never get doctors to believe it were happening. They were like, it's just in his head, don't worry about it. Until one day it happened and we went to doctors and they put me on EKG machine. And they were like, bloody hell, that's going a bit fast, isn't it, lad? And I was like, watch this, did headstand, it stopped. And they were like, jaws on floor. Like Pamela and Tommy just walked in the door, anyway. And so yeah, a few years later, just like constantly doing headstands in places, it was so unpredictable. Look back, laugh now, it was funny. At the time it weren't funny, but it was funny, like in cinema doing handstands and shit, trying to fucking sew my heart out. Anyway, I had an operation, it was successful. I was one of the first people ever to have this operation in England. The condition was called paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia or something like this. And years later, Tony Blair ended up having the same operation, so I was kind of like a guinea pig for him, which makes me wish that I hadn't done it, because, you know, a bit of a cunt, innit? So, anyway, I don't think there's anything else too interesting in my life, to be honest. Generally, that's it. So that was definitely a ramble. I didn't plan anything before this video. To be honest, main reason I'm making this video is I just wanted to try my new lights and shit out. But it was fun. So that's me. If there's anything you want to know about me but you I didn't mention somehow, comment section below, let a bro know. Today's question is, there ain't one, to be honest. Just let me know what you think in comments. If you've got any questions about my life, I'll answer them. But that's awesome. Cheers for watching. I'm gonna go. But as always, until next time, Jamata.